Every great performance comes with preparation, skill, and most importantly, knowing what to do and what not to do. Hi, my name is Salma, and in today's video, I'll share the do's and don'ts that every folk dancer should know. Let's start with the do's, things that will elevate your performance and make it truly memorable. Number one is to focus on your posture. Posture is the foundation of every movement. A straight back, grounded feet, and open shoulders will create clean, elegant lines that can enhance your dance. During the moves that you really need to, go as low as you possibly can. You need a lot of strength in your legs. But how do you make sure that your posture stays consistent, even during complex moves? Well, to improve your posture, practice standing and dancing in front of a mirror. Make sure that your shoulders are relaxed, not hunched, and that your spine is straight. Then, during a performance, think about lifting from your core rather than relying solely on your legs. This keeps your movements controlled and graceful. Good posture doesn't just make you look confident, it also helps you move more fluidly and connect better with the audience. And speaking of connection, your eyes are just as important as your hands and your feet. They should never appear blank or aimless. Instead, your gaze should be purposeful, focused on your audience, your fellow dancers, or even symbolically on the story that you're trying to tell. For most dances, a steady gaze paired with expressive eyes helps communicate confidence and emotion. However, in styles like Tari Bali, dynamic eye movements are often encouraged as part of the choreography. Your facial expression should match the emotion of the scene throughout the performance. If it's a happy dance, then keep smiling, even during challenging parts. For serious or dramatic sections, stay intense and reflective. Controlling my eye movements was one of the hardest things for me to do, but here's how I overcame it. Practice in front of a mirror to see how your expressions can align with your movements. Pay special attention to your eyes. Make sure that they're alive and engaged, not just in your mouth or your overall face. During a performance where you need to keep a steady gaze, I suggest you find a spot to look at consistently. Whether it be a clock above the judges panel or a blank spot on the wall, this helps you keep consistent in your eye movements and you won't get nervous over the audience. But while using your eyes and expressions, don't let your gaze wander. Avoid looking down or glancing around aimlessly. Stay focused and engaged with your audiences or fellow dancers. Looking distracted can make it seem like you're disconnected or unsure of your performance. And if you don't have a smile on your face at all, it can look like you don't even want to be there. But even the best expressions can lose their impact if the rest of your performance doesn't feel dynamic. That's why maintaining energy is just as important. Energy is what makes your performance come alive. Even in slower sections, your movements should feel intentional and dynamic, as if every step and every gesture carries meaning. Here's how. Practice moving at half speed with full energy. This helps build control and ensures that every movement feels deliberate. During a performance, remember to breathe deeply and pace yourself, especially during longer sequences. Controlled breathing helps you maintain your stamina. Don't let your energy levels drop. Even small, sluggish movements can make your performance feel less captivating. Keep every step intentional and alive. The next do is that you should practice regularly. Every performance will require a lot of practice, especially when you're in a group. Try not to skip group rehearsals unless they're absolutely necessary. Practicing together ensures that you and your members can stay in sync. Most importantly, don't skip rehearsals. Missing practices can throw off the entire group and make it harder for everyone to be in sync. If you're performing alone, sure, you can skip rehearsals as long as you practice by yourself. Even with a lot of practice, mistakes happen and you might still mess up, and that's okay. This brings us to our next do, staying professional. The key is always staying professional. If you forget a step, don't stop and look around like you're confused. Improvise, keep moving, and smile. My dance teachers always taught me that if you mess up and stay confident, any mistake can look intentional. While I was performing in Singapore, my dance teacher told me that it would be safer to have bobby pins to attach the headpiece to my head, even though I had been practicing without it, and I already knew how to balance all of that rice on top of my head. This meant having to practice taking the bobby pins off quickly so that I could keep the rhythm of the dance. Instead, I failed. I ended up missing my cue as I was struggling to take off the bobby pins. In my head, I was panicking. I ended up standing back up and turning around with a smile on my face. In place of the dance sequence, I ended up just improvising and skipping to the next moves until the end of the sequence. I won gold, one of the reasons being that I didn't let the audience or the judges see that I was totally freaked out by that mistake. Never let distractions or mistakes take you out of the moment. Breaking character can break the illusion for the audience. If something goes wrong, focus on staying composed and finding a way to recover gracefully. Recovering gracefully is a skill that every dancer should have. It may take time and definitely requires some quick thinking, but something that I've been told is that your audience likely doesn't know the full choreography, so if you make a mistake but stay confident, they won't be able to tell that it's a mistake. Professionalism also means being prepared, which brings us to our next, do number 6, being prepared. Preparation is key to a smooth performance. Bring a professional attitude. Arrive on time, double check your props, and pack everything a few days in advance, or at least the night before. Many dancers bring suitcases with their props, makeup, and costumes inside. So don't leave anything behind. Forgetting essential props can disrupt your performance entirely. If any aspect of the performance is missing, things could go bad, especially when you're missing a key prop. Getting ready for a performance, one of my friends ended up forgetting her props, which meant that she couldn't go on stage at all, because without that prop, the dance is nothing. This led to a 6-member dance becoming a 5-member dance, so it was very complicated. You could prevent forgetting anything by making a checklist of everything that you'll need, from costumes to makeups, props, anything. With these do's and don'ts in mind, you're ready to create a performance that's polished, professional, and memorable. Thank you for joining me in this episode of Stories from the Stage. I hope that these tips help you shine in your next performance. In the next episode, we'll dive into why understanding Indonesian traditions are so important and how folk dance can actually help with that. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.